everybody, how are you doing today? I am doing very well, thank you. Today I'm doing something that is really exciting. I am going to be doing a flip through of my Traveler's Notebook journals, my monthly inserts from the month of January to June, so just half the year. And yeah, I'm just going to be flipping through each one. I'm probably not going to talk about each page because I flipped through quite quickly, so I can't keep up with the things that I'm saying. So I'm probably just gonna talk about my experience in general, and like my favorite way that I've discovered. I think that I like journaling. So I have swapped from the Hobonichi for this year because I couldn't keep up with doing the Hobonichi every single day. It was a lot of pressure for me. I just couldn't keep up with it. Sorry, excuse the message. I just want to do this in one take, so I don't want to cut anything out, so excuse that. Anyway, yes, so it was a lot of pressure for me to try to keep up with the Hobonichi this year. I'm really not sure why. I don't know if it was because of moving like to another country and everything. I think that was probably why it was a bit stressful for me. So I decided to opt for the Traveler's Notebook because there is less pages in the Traveler's Notebook, and I thought then I could just put like a highlight from the month in each book. So whatever I did, if I went somewhere nice, or if I in this particular one I received a package from Japan, so I put that in, and like all little receipts and things like that. And I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed doing it. However, I have done a little Hobonichi order because somebody recommended the day free diary, which has got less pages. So thank you if you're the person that recommended that, because that might be what I purchased this year. I'm not sure. But obviously doing it this way with the Traveler's Notebooks, they do take up a lot of space, but mainly it's because I actually haven't got any more Traveler's Notebooks, and they are very like inserts, and they are very expensive to purchase in this country. Which is why I've kind of decided to swap back. But I would still like to use my Traveler's Notebook for any long journeys that I go on. If I go on holiday, or if I, like I say, if I go out away for the weekend or something like that, or there's something particularly special that I want to journal about, or something that I have a lot of memorabilia for, anything like that. I have been enjoying doing that this year. I have really been enjoying using my passport size Traveler's Notebook for those shorter trips. So the Traveler's Notebook, I wanted to use it more this year, and I have done that, so I'm really happy with that. Also, I'm sorry about the reflective pictures. You can't really see the pictures very well, but that's the light, that's what it does. I need to print them on matte, I think. So yeah, we are what we are now, February. So with January, I used a watercolor journal, and the watercolor journals are great because they don't have many pages. And I know that sounds like a weird thing to be happy about, but because they don't have loads of pages, it doesn't like overwhelm you with having to fill every single page. So I think there's about 24 like pages back with the back and front. So that's a really good size, I feel, for like a month. And I know most days in the month are nearly that much anyway, but it kind of takes away a whole week of journaling that I would have had to have done in the Hobonichi. And then the February journal, I've just got it here. This one was a craft paper journal, and with the craft paper journal, because the pages are so thin, there is actually a lot more pages in here, and I actually didn't manage to finish this one. I just didn't have enough to fill all the pages. So I think what I'll have to do is go back and like print some more pictures or something like that to put in the journal. And then we get to March. So in March, I actually had already filled quite a bit of this book with just like sketches and doodles from various things. So that's what you're kind of seeing in the front there, and I finished off a lot of those doodles. But for the majority of this month, I just did drawings, apart from around my birthday. where I had a lot of little memorabilia bits that I wanted to put in. So I was really happy to use this journal for March, because it's kind of been sitting around with about 5 pages filled and the rest empty. So it was nice to be able to complete it, and I really like this one. Obviously it's my birthday month, so it's a little bit more special, but I really do like it. I like that there's so much effort that's gone into this one. It has a lot of watercolour in, which obviously takes so much more time than if you're sticking things in. This is the page I was on about that has just bits of memorabilia in there, little bits from cards that I've got or presents that I might have received. And I think it's really nice. I know it's kind of sad to cut up cards, but if you cut up the card and you stick it in your book, then it's not going to go anywhere. But if you keep cards, I do keep some cards, but if you keep cards for a long time, they just kind of, what do you do with them? And then the next year you get more cards, and what can you do with them? So I really like to cut out little bits of my cards and stick them in my journal. And I think that would make the person happier too, to know that I haven't just opened it, looked at it, had it out for a couple of weeks and then thrown it away. Like, I've actually made a use of it, and I can look at it anytime and remember that card as well. I remember I did this page on Instagram Live, which has actually just reminded me that that is the last time I went live on Instagram, so I will have to do that again soon. That would be really nice, actually. I really like going on live and interacting with people, like actually, you know, in person. It feels like you're in person, feels like you're having chats with your friends and stuff like that. Also at this time I had bought a new printer, so I was testing out the printer with the sticker photo paper, and I really liked it, which is why there's so many photos in there. And on that last page was my grandma's shopping list, which I just thought was adorable. So I stuck that in there as well. It's just one of those things that you would like to look back on. Especially handwriting. I think handwriting is obviously so personal. So if you ever get anything that has other people's handwriting on, I always like to keep it. I think it's quite special. And then for April, this was another watercolor one that I had, and I had done one painting in the front. So again, I was happy to actually make use of this journal. I think I always have good intentions of taking these books out with me to draw, but what I've noticed is I don't actually take the leather bound cover with me. I've just been taking the books because the leather cover is kind of heavy and it doesn't fit in my bags. So I've just been taking the book itself. So the leather one, the regular size traveler's notebook, I think is a little bit too big for me, if I'm being honest. I really like the passport size, and recently my mum bought me one which has got Mickey Mouse on, and it's a little bit smaller than the regular size traveler's notebook, and I quite like that size as well. But obviously this size, I always wonder why the traveler's notebook company chose this size. I know that they chose the passport size so you could put your passport in there, but I always wonder about this particular size. Like, it's such an odd size for a book, and I'm not sure. So if you know why they chose this size, I would love to know, because I have been loving it. I have been enjoying doing my journaling in these ones, and obviously I'm going to keep going for the rest of the year as well. This journal in particular, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit low there, I didn't notice, but this journal in particular that you're seeing now is a reused daily journal. So I used it had like the months in there, like a calendar, and I had written all my schedule, my school schedule in there. So I didn't want to waste it and decided to reuse it by collaging on the paper, on the actual, over the actual months. But as you can see, that didn't really work for me. I actually ended up not using it very much. So I think what I'm going to do, because again, I don't want to waste this journal, and I put all that lovely paper in the back as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to print a load of pictures for the month of May, and I'm going to put them in there. But I think just not having the blank pages was not inspiring to me. I thought it would be. I thought it'd be like, oh, it's already collaged, I can just stick and do whatever in there. But I like having the blank page so that I can kind of look how I want things arranged on the page with the day that I had and the things that I did. So yeah, it didn't really work for me. And then for June, are we in June now? Are we in June? Yeah. June was a handmade insert, and I loved this one. I only put how many pages did I put in here? A lot less, like half, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 6. I think I put 6 flat pages, so that's 12. And yeah, I think it was good. I liked this size. It was good as well to use these papers because these are offcuts from when I made my other journals, my bigger journals. These were the little offcuts from those huge pieces of paper that I used to cut my journals out of. So I was really happy to use this journal, and I actually think I might do one of these for October as well. And yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed having a little flip through and having a little chat. And yeah, I will see you again next Sunday as always with a brand new video. Take care everybody. Bye.